Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to Mozilla. Welcome back to the World Series 2022 and another round number 1. We are flying through these actually. We're only a few games out of date. Just a few more videos to upload and we are completely fully up to date. Up in the north, we've got TensorGG making his first appearance in this World Series. Round number 1 means best of 9, first to win 5 games. And he is playing with the USA Laser up in the top right of Forest of Camelot. Now, I had a comment in the last video, or one of my last videos, saying, will you introduce the map? Because some of these maps, people don't know them all too well, so we will have a look at the map in a second. We have Pepsi down in the left, making also his first appearance in this World Series 2022. And he is with the red GLA Stealth. So, probably one of the newer maps in the World Series, this one. It's Forest of Camelot. So, first of all, you start on opposite sides here, where the 2 E's are for Xcal. It's a map inspired by Xcal, or the design, at least, inspired by Xcal, made by TK Leo. So, you've got 2 supplies in your base. You've got this supply and this supply. Then you've got multiple oils dotted around the map. You've got one down here on your side of the bridge and the land, if you want to say, because it's like kind of top left. Sorry, bottom left versus top right. Got an oil there as well. Oil there as well, so it's 3. Oil there as well, that's 4 and 5. So 5 oils, which I think is, if I'm not mistaken, the same number that is on Sand Scorpion, because it's also partly inspired by that, but like kind of flipped. So I'm led to believe anyway. Then a very important part, just like on Sand Scorpion, you have one little plateau where there's loads of cash, and that is this little plateau slash island. Technical comes in for Pepsi. Could have got the deny there on the oil. Yeah, the USA player obviously has 2 supplies in his base too. Tech RPG comes in and Technical and the RPG does win the engagement there against the V. Bit bad micro there from Tensor. I don't really know much about Tensor. I think I've never seen a replay of him before. I don't think I've ever seen him playing anything before actually. Never seen him online or on Clan Wars or anything, unless he's signed up under a different name than I am familiar with. Looks like all these RPGs will be cleared. They're just being sent to their death, really. They will face a very slow death against the missile defenders. But a TNT comes in. It was just a distraction. So it's the typical, like, kind of 1-2 punch there from the GLA. Tech RPG is the distraction, followed by a TNT. Classic GLA style. Very well played there from Pepsi. Based on his opening seconds, I'm guessing he's the higher level player. I'm guessing he's the favorite. Yeah, mainly based on that V just being sent to its death, really. Like, there was no chance of it being able to crush anything. So, yeah. Not sure what that was about. Dozer is going to repair the power for Tensor. He's also grabbed himself 1 oil. Stealth doesn't have this oil down in the south yet. But also the supplies we've missed out, actually, that's different from, like, Sand Scorpion is these 2 supplies here. Loads and loads of crates. Big Tech RPG push in the base once again of Tensor, and he is losing a ton of stuff. Technicals come in for the crush. Do crush a load of stuff, but not perfect though. Also, that all the technicals go down, and I think that worker there building a tunnel will be denied. It looked like a game-ending push, that did. But, yeah, maybe the control could have been a little bit better there from Pepsi. Kind of got to keep your technicals back sometimes, because they're at risk of getting laser locked. Let the RPGs do most of the fighting, like against the Vs and stuff. That tunnel does need cancelling there from Pepsi, but it didn't get cancelled. He's lost the $800. But Pepsi's used this time to also macro up and expand behind it. He's going to grab himself 2 oils, and he's also on a 3rd. So even though that attack got shut down without achieving all too much, did kill a few Vs, but he's macroed up behind that. So yeah, I still favour the stealth position by far. He's only 100 ahead in XP. But the V's are now beginning to push out a little bit across the middle of the map. Ranger headed towards the middle as well. Looks like he will get the capture on that oil, but is Pepsi going to see it and deny it? You should hear the beeping of the capture. This is a nice little artillery platform. I love the details like this, you know, like the way it just sticks out over the sea a little bit, the ocean. And I love the color of the ocean here as well, by the way. Different to other maps, and yeah, there's certain colors that are like beautiful to look at in Zero, and this map has some of them. Yeah, the roads and the bridges in the middle are nice as well. Got Tensor now pushing out with a load of Vs, and actually this is looking a tiny bit dangerous here for Pepsi. He does have a nice line of defense though, so you have to imagine those Vs are not going to push straight across. But Tensor Now warming into this game, now going to head up to the top left and might be able to clear this area. Pepsi does not have a RPG inside of this bunker. That's a mistake. Tensor goes for the crush, realizes the situation, and yeah, he's actually looking in an okay position. He's about to have a strategy center and search and destroy pretty soon. This oil does belong to Pepsi though. That one in the middle belongs to Tensor, and actually, yeah, maybe it's looking quite evenly matched here. Because those V's are looking a bit threatening. He is on a palace though. So you have to imagine buggies are going to start chipping away at this soon. You might want to mix in some other units there, maybe Vanilla Raptors or Colonel Burton, some of the unorthodox units that you might need to mix in to kill the buggies. Another tunnel there falls. And there is one tunnel, actually, that Tensor has missed up in the top left. TNT comes in through the middle. But in my opinion, Pepsi didn't need to let that happen. He didn't need to TNT that because he should have just denied the the Ranger that was capturing it in the first place. A beacon placed by Pepsi. If you wonder how he sees that, by the way, you literally just press space on the keyboard as soon as you hear search and destroy or bombardment or whatever, and it pings you to it. You could say that's a bug in Zero, or is it an intended thing? Probably intended, you know? It probably is intended. So it's like, it's announcing a big strategic advantage, isn't it? 20% extra range, or 20% extra damage, or whatever. Yeah, so it kind of announces it. It also pings it on the minimap initially as well. Okay, a load of technicals out now, a load of stealth tunnels, and buggies here to support. I think a V will fall here. Another V. Nope, doesn't chase that V. I would have been dying to kill that last V. There's also an injured ambulance here as well. You do not want to let the USA secure this top left position, or that is going to become very, very difficult. Yeah, there's like so much cash here. It's like they both start on 30k, so it's 60k, just like in Sand Scorpion. Over on the left-hand side of Sand Scorpion. TNT comes in again from Pepsi, hits the oil. Very nice. The USA now has no oils. Did he kill that one, really? On his side of the map? Ah, it's kind of even, you know. I mean, Yellow's lost all of his oils. The Stealth still has 2 oils. That tunnel needs finishing, though. Not sure quite what's going on with that. But yeah, I think this game is a little bit tense. No joke intended there. It is a little bit tense, said TensorGG. Okay, technical for the middle for Pepsi. Is it a TNT? No, it's a tech RPG, but it does run straight into the Vs. There is a supply up here, but I think Tensor might also go there and clear it up. There is a supply now built at the top left, so it's going to have a huge economic advantage from that area, but he is oils behind there, so that does even things up a bit. These do run straight into the tunnel. Doesn't make too much of a difference. They are going to take it out anyway, but the buggies, they do make a difference. 2 Vs go down there for free. I think one technical did get picked off, though. Missile defenders clearing this supply will eventually die. I think the USA, you know, can also long distance collect from these crates back to his base. I don't think that's such a bad idea as well. Yeah, it's always like a weird, awkward supply this, because even if you secure this area and you build like a supply in a tunnel there, the enemy can still come from there. That was a nice A10, very nicely timed there. Yeah, this is a very interesting one. I don't know who's going to win. Down in the bottom right, oil is going to get killed. There is another sneaky tunnel being built up there. Has this guy seen it? He has. He's on it. He is literally on it. I think it was a little bit of a cold start there for Tensor. But it looks like he's comfortably in a decent position now. Like, bottom right, oil has been killed. The Stealth only has, like, what, 3 markets? No, wait, 2. Yeah, only 2 markets, and one of them's not even finished yet. There are so many Vs out now. It's absolutely ridiculous. No Colonel Burton, though. I would like to see Colonel Burton. Battle Bus and buggies pushing over on the right-hand side. And the Vs are going to intercept him. Buggy's making a run for it, though. Bit of a trade-off. 1v goes down. No buggies go down yet. I think there might be a Jarman inside of this battle bus. Yeah, there is, but it's slow to fire though, which is something about Jarman kill inside of a battle bus. But the battle bus gets picked off. And yeah, I mean, probably not even that fussed about losing a couple of these here and there because you've got all this supplies up on the top left. But yeah, I really would like to see Colonel Burton though, because he's like a hard counter for these buggies, especially when they're partly damaged and on the run. Colonel Burton can just lay and wait and kill a ton of them. Okay, V's now heading down to the right-hand side. A bunch of RPGs get cleared. Pepsi losing some buggies. Loses 2 to 2 MDs. That's a good trade-off there for Tensor. But I like how Pepsi's not just chilling in his base. He is actively trying to push and stuff. But one thing he's not doing is, whilst he is trying to push with the buggies and the buses, he's not really trying to creep forward with any more tunnels. As I say that, he does pop one. Okay, I like that. Yeah, because you need to re-establish some more tunnels. No good just having one tunnel in one area. You need... I would also be tunneling that as well, because I'd be scared of a Colonel Burton TNT in it. These MDs here seem to be laser locked onto something, but they do run into the tunnels. Tensor again is aware of what's going on the map, shuts down this. But again, no cancel on the tunnel there from Pepsi. That's... I mean, just on the ones that we've seen, that's like $1,600 wasted. Which is a lot of cash. But how many more? I mean, maybe I've missed some where he's not cancelling these buildings. It could be more. I think that battle bus is dead. Yeah, Pepsi loses another big expensive unit. It's like, what, 1,000 or is it 900 for a battle bus for stealth? I like how the bridge entrances are nice and wide. It's not like crazily narrow like you get on some maps. Okay, buggies come in. Trying to get some damage done, but the missile defenders are going to chase them away. I think they were still laser locked, but now they're pulled back. Yeah, I definitely think a main goal here for Tensor is to use support powers or Colonel Burton on that oil. It's definitely ready for the taking. Have we seen A10 at all? He's got another supply here in the middle. Maybe Tensor is a bit of a dark horse in this tournament. Maybe, yeah, the opening minutes I was going to say Pepsi was going to win, like I said, but just look at the map now. It's all covered in yellow. Pathfinder chilling in the middle. We've got a Colonel Burton finally out. Kills 3 buggies. Very nice. A10 comes in on the oil. The worker gets picked off. And yeah, Pepsi's got to be feeling the pressure, man. I'll be very surprised if he's able to win this. Now, Tensor's just sealing the map off. He's happy to let Pepsi just chill on his side of the map with no oil. Looking very nice for Tensor here. Battle bus gets picked off again. He keeps bringing these battle buses and they keep having 0 impact. Has it even got anything in it? Or did it just have a Jarman in it or something? I don't know. Maybe it just had a Jarman in it. If it did, I mean, that's a 2.5k unit. Because the Jarman's also 1.5. If we're to split hairs, these Chinooks should be collecting different crates here, not all queued up on one. Wow. Saboteurs coming across. Because yeah, we haven't mentioned it, but there's actually 2 particle cannons out. 1 minute 14 seconds. And the Tensor is actually building Comanches. If the USA has half the map, or more than half the map, and starts making Comanches and got 2 particles, you know you're having a good time as the US here. Okay, buggy's now coming in for Pepsi. What damage can he get done here? Probably none, because there are Comanches already on it. That's got to be GG, you know? Yeah, it's GG. Wow. Didn't expect that, you know. I actually, after the opening seconds there with Pepsi's aggression, I thought Pepsi was going to clearly win it, as I said at the start of this video. But yeah, Tensor might be surprising me here. I might have, yeah, because normally when I see the score, I can see the players and I usually know roughly who's going to win 99% of the time. But actually here, yeah, TensorGG, I don't know who it is, but he's surprised me a little bit. Yeah, let's keep watching. Okay, now down in the bottom left, we have Tensor with the GG at the end of his name, with the GLA Stealth in the yellow. Forest of Camelot is the name of the map, in case I didn't mention before. We've got Pepsi up in the top right with the USA Laser in the pink color. Yeah, under a bit of pressure. Ideally, you don't want to lose your first game going into a huge $4,000 tournament in a best of 9. But he has got a few more chances. Maybe it's a bit of a wake-up call for Pepsi now. Maybe he didn't realize about Tensor's skill level or something going into this. But yeah, I think Stealth is probably more overpowered here than the Laser, to be honest. Like going into a World Series, starting with China Vanilla against Air and losing that opening match, then okay, fair enough. But going into it, losing with Stealth versus Laser in the first one. Yeah, arguably on a GLA map as well. Yeah, Pepsi got to be feeling the pressure a little bit, I think. He's opened with a double supply and a barracks into a war factory. He's rushing a dozer straight down the middle. How many ranges did he go for? Just the one? I think it's a pretty standard build order, just to go for the one oil and then into a later war factory. This is a huge mistake, though, not getting the crush there. The dozer might have died anyway, but what you could have got out of it was delaying this technical even more. You could have killed that worker, gone round, maybe killed the 2 RPGs, and kept going around in circles and just delayed this as much as possible. Saying that, Tensor's hanging around anyway. He does have a technical veterancy. No instant laser lock here from Pepsi. Very, very slow indeed. And that V also should have gone close to the technical when it popped open to run over the RPGs inside of it. But I suppose he didn't know there was not terrorists inside of there. These 2 Vs are pretty low. The next unit should be used to crush these now. Here's an ambulance. So yeah, that's handled pretty well. But yeah, the laser lock should have been instantaneous as soon as that technical entered. Because you knew the technical was coming anyway, because you just saw it. Technical now from Tensor. Very similar to the first game, isn't it? I personally would have done it over there. And I also wouldn't have killed my own technical. Dozer gets the repair at the last second. And actually, because the terrorists didn't all hit at the same time, the war factory is saved. Yeah, big gift given to Pepsi there. Yeah, I personally would have gone for the double there, you know? Like, if you got a double, this game ended. At the minimum, you would have killed a supplier or war factory. These do run into a very bit of a pickle, let's say. Run straight into a tunnel, and they're surrounded by technicals and RPGs. 2 Vs? Yeah, 2 Vs full. But also a load of technicals do get killed. Tensor is not on his oil yet, but he is on a supply up in the top left. Down at the bottom right, Pepsi has secured himself an oil, but he's pushing with too few Vs, in my opinion, now. There's a good chance both of them Vs might go down, but actually Tensor decides to back off, not take that risk. So yeah, Pepsi's cleared the mid, which is obviously good. But down in the bottom right is a worker building a tunnel. Only 2 workers there from Tensor. He's had that supply for a while now. He should have more workers there. And Pepsi actually going in maybe a little bit for the kill here. There's loads of technicals though and RPGs. So will these Vs be able to get anything done? That V looks like it might go down. 1 V here has gone down at the back. Ambulance now being focused, but the Vs hide behind the oil. It's nice micro so far-ish from Pepsi. Takes out a few technicals. Probably quite an even trade. But the oil now for Tensor. It's going to be focused down. Since the ambulance has been picked off, these Vs are not going to heal now, and they're pretty committed into this side of the map. What is that? Is that TNT? I don't even know what that was. But yeah, they're pretty committed, I said, and they are, because they are now sandwiched between a load of technicals from every angle, and every V there has gone down. Why did he not wait for the search and destroy? He could have waited there, got search and destroy, and then like you started to push these tunnels with the extra range, you'd be able to wreck the tentacles. Don't quite know why he would push into a trappable area. I think Tensor might have this, you know, based on that. He's just killed a ton of these. He's killing this all down here. He's got all of the top left. Pepsi's pushing out now. He does have a search and destroy, but he does not have an ambulance with his Vs. This second wave of Vs that he's got now on the map. But he is clearing that tunnel down the bottom right, but he already did lose his oil. I would like to have seen that captured, you know, because you could have picked off 1 or 2 Vs here, or even scared Pepsi off completely. Because this Rebel's here. Middle oil is going to be slowly killed by Tensor's RPGs. Tentacles entering the base now of Pepsi. Gets the crush on a load of MDs. Super tech in play. RPGs and a worker dropped off. I would like to see the worker building a tunnel instantly. But looks like he's hanging around a bit. Gives Pepsi a bit of time to react, and he is doing. He's got another massive wave of Vs ready to go. Yeah. I'll be very surprised if that worker gets the tunnel up, though. TNT comes in, kills the oil. A lot of these. Should be able to clear this. I think he was force firing the ground then. That tunnel is going to get up. Okay. But then immediately gets cleared. Gives Pepsi 100 XP. He's going to be level 3 very soon. He's actually building a drop zone in his base. He's got quite a lot of important stuff all grouped together there. A double TNT in between there could be very nice. 2 terrorists on that, 3 terrorists on that could be very nice. Maybe would like to see it spread out a tiny bit more. Maybe a drop zone in the back wouldn't be such a bad idea. We've got Chinooks now collecting from the middle because Pepsi's second supply has mined out. Pepsi running into a bunch of tunnels, sending the ambulance first, so it is a little bit low. A massive technical pop with the super tech, going to work on these Vs. A hell of a lot of Vs taking a huge amount of punishment, and 4 Vs dead so far, and 2 critically low. These Vs, once again, though, are they committed to a fight? If these technicals wrap around the back, then they are. But for now, the technical's actually just going in for the base raid. He's going to go and pick off the barracks. Here comes that TNT that I talked about. 3 terrorists there, 2 terrorists there. I literally just called it 30 seconds ago. And I don't think Pepsi can afford the base raid here. Yes, he's clearing the top left, but he's also losing his base. A10 comes in, misses the target because the technicals are moved. Technicals for Tensor keep clearing the base. There's going to be no more support powers that Pepsi can use. He's making another dozer. Does he want to move to the top left? Other dozer's going to get focused down by the super tech, but it does escape though with half HP behind the power plant. Down at the bottom right. Tensor's actually not got much cash. Only $400-ish. Another dozer there picked off. He's not getting the bounty money, by the way, which is a mistake there for Tensor. I mean, it's alright doing it in this game where you still might be able to win, but always got to be thinking about the later rounds when you go up against the expert players. Not getting the bounty money when you're almost level 4 is quite a mistake. He's got so many technicals ready to go back at home. Only 4 Vs, 1 ambo for Pepsi. I think Pepsi's looking at a 2-0 here to TensorGG. Supply down in the bottom right is found by Tensor, is cleared. Those are desperately trying to remake the power back in the base. Pepsi is still collecting, I suppose, even though he lost everything. He lost a war factory, power, strategy center, supply drop zone, and 2 barracks. And that's in... I might have still forgotten something there. Pepsi's now made 3 dozers. A medium AI strikes. What springs to mind? War factory and a barracks going to be rebuilt. Load of technicals out. I would like Tensor to get this bottom right supply, to be honest. I think it's quite important to prioritize that. Tech RPGs in the middle are going to scare away those Chinooks. It's kind of like a mini reset in the game. Pepsi's rebuilding his whole base. And yeah, Tensor doesn't actually have that much cash. He is rebuilding at the top left. Establishes one more supply. Establishes another supply, but it's probably... Is it closer to that one? Is the edge of that closer to that? That's such a far away supply, Tensor. What the hell are you doing? Even this supply is a little bit weird. Yeah, those technicals are going to get stuck now because they all can't fit inside of the tunnel. So wait, is Tensor going to attack now with half of his technicals still inside that tunnel? That's weird. Why would you not attack with your full army? I don't get it. Let's see, is he just attacking with the super techs and the strong ones? I don't know, but he manages to pick off the barracks. I think he's getting the bounty money now. Did I just see some dollar signs flash up? Those are going to get stuck again. They're not going to be able to go inside of the tunnel. Is he popping from somewhere else? Yes, he is. He's actually instantly popping down in the bottom right. And finds a supply and 2 dozers. Oh, man. Pepsi. Do you really need to send 2 dozers down here anyway? Did he really need to remake 3 and spend 3k at this stage in the game? The V's once again trying to clear out the top left. Got deja vu here. And he's also bringing in supply. Pepsi desperately wants this win. Whoa! He has just ran into... What the hell did he do? He ran into like 3... He ran 3 V's into a tunnel? Or a terrorist or something? Loses 3 V's. 1 more V goes down. And I think that might be it. You know, the CC's being hit with only 3 V's and a damaged ambulance. I don't think you can do anything. Those RPGs should have gone inside of that building whilst the V's were distracted. The A10 might be ready soon. Then again, it might not be. Oh, it is. But it just crumbles apart on the mountain as he uses it. I'm not seen that before, I don't think. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? So yeah, even after you quit, the minigun or whatever it is on the front, the cannon still shoots, but then the A10 just crumbles from the sky. GG, well played. TensorGG extends his lead to 2-0. Very, very nice indeed. Okay, jumping into the next match, we're now on Vendetta. We will introduce the map in a second, but first of all, the players TensorGG down in the south with a yellow GLA Tox. Up in the north, we've got Pepsi with the China Infantry in the blue. So this map, known for having quite safe 3 supplies. It's like kind of like Snowy Drought. You've got this supply and this supply, and then you've got a kind of safe 3rd supply. I think a lot of the best maps have 2 supplies in your base, followed by an expandable 3rd. But I mean, I say kind of safe. It's still susceptible to attacks from this right, flamers or whatever, straight or technicals or anything straight down the middle. So and then you've got to protect it on 2 sides. You might need a bunker there and a bunker there or whatever. So yeah, China against, what was he again? Tox. Inf against Tox. So yeah, it's an imbalanced matchup. So you're expecting it might go 1-1. You're expecting the Tox to win. But it's not impossible for the infantry. Truck rush straight down the left from Pepsi. It's an enormous journey that is, so will that actually get in and achieve anything, or has it actually just delayed your mining time in the beginning? This supply is too close. So that truck's going all the way around the back. Truck goes down, and this is looking not good for Pepsi, you know. 2-0 down and a bad start like that. Wasted a truck. Supply too close. Is the pressure getting to him, or is this just his normal level? I haven't seen too much of Pepsi before, to be fair. This setup is nice. Although no mines on anything. Could get mines on that middle one. Need to have mines around here. Tech RPG does find the dozer. Could also get the other one if he's after it. Heading over to the left. You can now trap it with a terrorist around the back. Oh, why did you stay so close to the dozer? To the bunker. Should have gone around there. I would have personally sent the terrorist that way. And the technical RPG around the back, and that dozer would be dead. In fact, if you watch my game against Popo, the inf against stealth, I did pretty much exactly that. Trapped it with a terrorist and an RPG. Tensor making scorpions against the infantry. Interesting. Tensor sends an army, but it doesn't have any RPGs with it, so you're imagining Outpost will be able to clear that pretty easy. But there is a terrorist, though. It might scare the Outposts away, especially if he doesn't have a minigunner inside of there. Tensor expand into a third again, but he really likes his far away supplies, doesn't he? He's like, you will work. You will... you will run miles to the supply. Tensor looking like he might get the oils on the right. He's got a decent defensive setup over there. Plenty of tunnels. These two buildings occupied. Rebels clearing buildings or about to capture the oil. Flamer is on the way though. We'll need some defensive units here to stop that flamer from coming in. Does evac it. Flamer begins the flame war, but I think it might still go down anyway. The flamer. Especially with the help of the bunker now that can outrange it. Very nice. Tensor grabbing all of the map control, and Pepsi seems a little bit scared inside of his base. But this supply is really hurting him, you know. Like, Tensor's on an extra supply, and here, so for 2 extra supplies, and about to be on 2 extra oils, and Pepsi's second supply isn't even collecting at the normal rate. So yeah, very... Yeah, I mean... But there's a balance, you know? You don't have to go so far away like that, and you don't have to go so close like that. There is an in-between, and it looks like that, weirdly. Okay, subliminal messaging is in play by Pepsi. He's got that insanely quick, and got a decent amount of outposts. Some of these outposts are quite empty, though, and he also just kills his own ECM. Needs that other ECM alive desperately. Ideally, you do need 2 with this army, maybe even 3. But at least he's still got 1. It's doable now. He's going to clear out this left-hand side, but Tensor's not interested. He's actually just going to go for the counter-attack. Making a Scorpion without the rocket, I don't kind of get that. With the rocket, this army would be okay against the outpost. Outpost goes down regardless. Terrorists going to be used to defend, and outpost falls. Down in the bottom left, another terrorist is there. Terrorists are really good units, you know. You can just put them on guard against an inf, and you've got a chance of killing some units and really wrecking his army. Kill 1 ECM or 1 outpost, it really does hurt his army. A lot of quads now just being sent to their death. Did kill the war factory though. Ooh, terrorist gets an ECM and an outpost. Double kill. Only 2 outposts now alive. More terrorists on the way, RPGs on the way. Those outposts are going to get popped open unless they run away. But Tensor's on so much cash now, he could probably just go AFK for 5 minutes and he'll probably still win. He's got so much money, he's all over the map. 2 oils extra and 2 supplies extra. But remember, he does have a stronger army here. You're expecting a 1-1 matchup, but... Tensor's just literally everywhere. He's got RPGs and tunnels going from every corner of the map, converging on these outposts. He's got all of the right side. He's got his third. Needs more workers on his main. It is surprising, isn't it? You see all these like amazing TNTs, and in other replays, I mean, you see all these high-level plays, but then players, even expert players, still forget to make enough workers on their main. You'll see like amazing King Raptor, split fires, all this kind of stuff, but people will still forget to make enough workers on their main. Needs 3 more or 4 more there. Okay, top right we have a worker. Top left we have a worker. Yeah, I'm beginning to like Tensor, you know. He's got... Despite the not enough workers on his main, he's good at getting the economy, getting the oils. He understands the importance of the oils. The map control, tunneling the flanks constantly. Mix of units. He understands terrorists used against the outpost. He's doing good, honestly. Did the Shaman survive there? I think it did. Yeah, he did. Okay, truck on the top left gets the kill on the worker. Third supply established of Pepsi, but he's still massively behind. He's still a whole supply behind. Tensor has workers' shoes. We all know who wins when you get workers' shoes. Don't know if engaging that bunk is the best thing to do. Okay, these outposts have found their way into the base, actually, and get the cancel on one of the arms dealers of Tensor. But there is a massive army converging on this position. A terrorist there as well, does kill a quad, though. And actually, these outposts are proving to be a bit annoying. They are going super low, though. There's loads of terrorists now after them. One of the main units Tensor is making is actually terrorists. He's got probably the same amount of terrorists as he's got quads. Okay, he doesn't kill the outpost, but he does kill the 2 tank hunters supporting. What cannons do a bit of a push here. Dragon tank has been sniped and then taken. There's an airfield up. Carpet bomb from Pepsi. He is now level 3 with everything that he's killed. But the map control, map presence, all the money is all in Tensor's favor. Is that carpet going to reach? No, it's not. When an RPG fires from the faction of a Tox, it doesn't miss its target, like ever. So the Stingers and all the RPGs hit it, whereas if it was different GLA, maybe they wouldn't have. Maybe they wouldn't hit it. Okay, mine drop over on the left, but when that worker's finished his little job there, just building a tunnel, he is single-handedly. He will just clear the mines next. What a job! What a job for a man. Yeah, but they don't care, man. They just do it. They don't never blow up to the mines. They just clear it all. Flamer now in the base of Pepsi, and I think that might be GG. Base is getting cleared. Airfield is going to go down. Supply is going to go down. Is Tensor getting the bounty money again? No, he's not. He's got a Scud Storm being built there. Airfield gets taken down. Pepsi's still on 2 supplies though, but yeah, his whole main base has been wrecked. And there are sneaky tunnels up in the top right. We do have the Anthrax Gamma in play by Tensor as well, which makes the tunnels on the RPGs stronger. It's like, is it 33% extra damage on the RPGs, even though it doesn't have it there? Okay, big pop of quads, but not always the best thing to make against the outpost. But actually, with the DoMiNaToR, does wreck the outposts, both for the outposts as well. But a big push from Pepsi down the right-hand side. Is he going to be able to get in and cause any damage here? I think he will, because all the army seems to be here in the base, and that is actually getting pushed back a bit. This outpost might go down, though, and if it does, the DoMiNaToR will be able to go to work. But down in the bottom right, Tensor's actually losing a bit of a chunk of his base. Market's forced to be sold. One of the tunnels already killed. Another arms dealer is going to be killed. Scud Storm is out. A big pop of quads here from Tensor. But yeah, not always the greatest against a mass outpost that are pretty fully loaded as well. So actually, Pepsi's having quite a bit of success here. The most success he's had in this match so far, this particular game, I mean. Outposts getting cracked open. It's a quads from an angle. Another terrorist making a run for it, and that outpost gets cracked open as well, and another. Quad surrounded this army now, and everything is going down for Pepsi. The defense is decent from Tensor once he established himself again. AP ammo and junk repair is in play, and that whole army there has been stopped. And you have to say that was one of Pepsi's best chances, but the problem is, because he gave Tensor so much economy advantage. Well, maybe not because he gave him, because the Tox is probably naturally going to take that kind of advantage, but yeah, because Tensor has such a great economy, doesn't matter. That attack can be as great as it wants, but he's got quads and tunnels ready to go. He's got Scud Storm ready to go. Top right position does get cleared by Pepsi, but there's a counter attack now from Tensor on this third supply. The bunker there has been taken out. Dozer gets taken out. Is he getting the bounty money still? Yeah, he is. He got $75 there. Okay, fair enough. $75 from a $1,500 supply. 10%, is it? No. 5%. So what has he selected instead, then? If he's only getting 5%. Have we seen Rebel Ambush? Oh, there we go. Rebel ambush used right on the middle of the outpost. Outpost getting absolutely wrecked. Only 3 remain now, 1 ECM. Pepsi's still producing, he's still collecting on 2 supplies. He's built another war factory. He's got a double war factory in play. Power plant will go down and should kill the flamer a bit. Yeah, flamer goes down now. Tensor wasting a bit of stuff every now and again, these quads. But I mean, as long as you're trading off, you're getting the bounty money. You're on a 3rd supply, whereas the opponent is now not. And you're also on a 4th supply, which your opponent is not. The oils did get cleared. Beacon placed by Tensor where the mines are. But Pepsi is completely confined just to this top slither of the map. His 2nd supply there is mined out now. He's not collecting on his 3rd. His main will mine out soon. He's got 8.1k left to collect there. Skidstorm's going to fire in 1 minute, and I think that'll be the nail in the coffin, to be honest. Yeah, 1 minute. Less than 1 minute, 10 seconds. Okay, battle bus for Tensor. Runs straight into the outpost. Does take out 1 ECM. Actually escapes with his life, and it's going to pop open a ton of outposts. This is terrible here for Pepsi. Terrible news. It's just popped open half of his army. Lotus is out. Quite late, though. Is that the first time we've seen her? In 15 minutes. Carpet bomb from Pepsi. It could be legendary if it hits there. But is it just going to run over all this anti-air again? And just, yeah, it's not achieving anything. Is he not realizing that it's just getting shot down every time there? Complete waste of carpet. Oh, those has been stolen. That is definitely the nail in the coffin. Never mind, the Scudstorm is going to fire in less than 10 seconds. Yeah, Tensor is just having a whale of a time here. Scudstorm about to fire. He's even building a CC and a power. Another Scudstorm. Scud just fired, but it's already GG. It's not even going to get to land. So, yeah, GG. Well played. 3-0 for Tensor, but will he be able to win now with the weaker army as the infantry? Let's see. Okay, this time playing in the north position. China infantry for the yellow player, which is TensorGG. Down in the south, we have Pepsi with the GLA Tox in the blue color. I don't think I fully introduced the map before. I know I mentioned about the 3 supplies. But yeah, obviously we've got these oils on the right that got cleared. And you got this supply over on the left. But this supply on the left only got 20k. Compared to 45k on your main, okay? But one hidden feature about this map is these supplies here. Normally crates like that are 3.75k. But on this map they're like 5k. Which is, yeah, quite a bit more. Not quite double, but yeah, quite a bit more nonetheless. Yeah, I remember when this map came out, there was actually a bit of an argument. I say a bit of an argument, I think 1 or 2 people complained about it. To say that crates should always be the same value. There should always be 3.75k. I don't know, to be honest. I don't think it's that different. You could argue that all crates should be 5.5k, because 3.7 just runs out so quick. It would probably be better if every creator's standard would be 5.5k. But I think the standard value is like 3.7. But then someone has to, in the map editor, actually edit the value. So that's like an overridden value, let's say. Yeah, maybe you've got an opinion on it. I don't think it matters too much, to be honest. You only have to boot up the map once and check the crates, and then you're like, okay. You should be rewarded for doing your map homework, I suppose. The person who puts in the more effort, you want them to be rewarded, I guess. Okay, Tensor's gone for a Helix. Terrorist dropped off. It is proving to be a massive distraction, this technical. It is a TNT. Does not get anything, though. But what it has done is bought valuable time now for Pepsi to get some quads out and build a stinger site. Gets a ton of quads out. Helix goes down. Does take 3 quads with him on 1 RPG, though. And behind it, he has got 3 supplies. Not the perfect start there that you would want for the infantry. But also 3 quads did get taken out. And the Tox is economically behind because the inf is on 3 supplies. So it's not the end of the world. It's kind of an even-ish trade-off. Because he did stop that TNT in the beginning with the licks as well. Which kind of evens things out a bit more. We've got some RPGs pushing on the right-hand side. Flamer head into the right. Probably be able to clear this bunker. Quads and RPGs. Going to start hitting the war factory. There's a Flamer out next. Needs to get a dozer there straight away, Tensor does. Start repairing that, otherwise it's going to lose it. And that Flamer should have begun flame wall straight away. Pepsi's going for an oil cap, which is going to get in, I think. Maybe. Yeah, it does, but the Flamer will take it down straight away. But he still gets the $1,000 reward. Which pays for the capture upgrade, essentially. Probably an even trade there, the capture for the oil, but it got killed straight away. Quads and RPGs going to be chased away by the Flamer, but they did take out another building there. Was that the barracks or was that the airfield? I can't remember now. Either way, the airfield's gone. Propaganda center being built in the top left, but actually the quads are heading in that direction, so is that the best idea in the world? With only 1 Flamer out, it's going to be kind of hard to stop this. Tensor's desperately trying to drop down bunkers in the middle of his base now. Quad cannon there for Pepsi, runs straight into a bunker. I think, you know, Tensor's going to be able to hold this. We've got a Scorpion made for the Tox again, which I find weird. There's some new meta I don't know about. Normally, you wouldn't make tanks against outposts because that Scorp will go down very, very fast to an outpost. Normally, you're mixing in quads with RPGs. But, I mean, if you got Scorpions with the rockets, can't be all too bad, I suppose. But quads can also kill helixes or MiGs, which you could transition into as well, so that's why quads RPGs are a safe bet, let's say. I think we're going to see another Pepsi tunnel loss without the cancel. Yeah, we do. He is applying the pressure on the left-hand side, though. Not quite sure how that outpost survived, but it does. See, Tankins has just wrecked the Scorpion very, very quickly. Tensor in these flame walls, sometimes killing his own trucks a little bit. Quad cannon does escape up to the top left. Shouldn't achieve too much, though. There's some tank enters on the way. Tensor kind of stabilizing. He does have a flamer down in the bottom right. Oh, if it went there, it would be very nice. But I think he's accidentally pulled all of his units. Oh no, he has. He stopped it now. He stopped it. But Pepsi's going to see it in a second. Quad cannon here goes down a little bit too close to the bunker. Another bunker here. Only full of minigunners though. One quad gets picked off. Flamer just still chilling here for Tensor. It could be causing real damage that, because take out that supply at this stage in the game is huge. But Pepsi's going to be notified now there's a Flamer there. Because he's just lost a worker. Yeah, he's on it. Yeah, mistake there from Tensor. But yeah, it happens. Sometimes you forget about a Flamer in the base. Still providing a bit of a distraction there, which might take the pressure off for him in his base. He's not collecting on any workers right now. CC being built by Tensor. I think if you go inside of that building, I think that toxin tunnel will be able to clear it. So I don't think he should bunker that. Garrison it, rather. But the toxin tunnel is killing the outpost regardless. Wow. It kills it. It kills the tunnel, but has 0 HP itself. Now we can garrison that and go back to base. Would like to see subliminal messaging. I don't know if he has it or not. Yeah, he does have it. Tensor's actually got control of the middle buildings, which is a difference compared to the last game where the Tox just had the middle the whole time. Big quad push on the left-hand side. Runs into a load of flamers and ECMs, though. Going to lose several quads by the looks of things. Yep. And I think Tensor doesn't want to hang around anymore. He really wants to push this position. Pushes forward with the outposts and the ECMs. I think he's going to clear this position. Might lose an outpost. No, he does clear it. He's cleared the whole left. He's held his base, held the right. He's got bunkers in all the right places. And still not collecting on his second supply, though, over in the top left of the map. Okay, Carpet Bomb from Tensor. The difference is now, though, where the Tox doesn't have the middle, the Carpet Bomb will actually achieve its target. Pop of quads here, though, from Pepsi. Will he stop it in time? He does, actually. Yeah, he does. But it would be far easier if he just secured the middle for himself. Being Tox, he should be able to do that. But yeah, Tensor's still not collecting on his top left. We seeing him falter a little bit here, because we saw that Flamer go AFK. Got a random truck here. He's probably repaired it and then just left it. But he's not been collecting on there for a while. I think he's feeling the pressure. But he has got the weaker army, maybe. He is feeling the pressure a bit. He's going to lose a dozer here. Yeah, a little bit careless. Shaman Kel snipes one of the outposts, but the outposts are wanting to push forward. ECM's going too close to the tunnel there. Outposts clear another tunnel, pushing Pepsi back even more. But over on the right-hand side, another sneaky worker. Building another sneaky tunnel. It's going to be another flanking attack. And this bunker is empty, though, so an attack from there could do pretty good. It'd be nice to establish that one. Then try and build another one in the corner so you can actually attack and retreat back to the tunnel more quickly. Angry Mob now in play for the Tox on the left-hand side. Does have the AK-47 upgrade. An attack from the right. So yeah, I think this tunnel got found. It forced Pepsi to try to defend it. But yeah, I don't think he should push with the quads without the RPGs backing up. Or actually, the RPGs going forward first. But these RPGs are very low, though. Probably worth putting them back inside of the tunnel, getting back up to normal HP. 2 markets being built in the base. I prefer the style of building a fake and then upgrading it, building a fake and then upgrading it slowly, rather than dropping 5k's worth of markets down straight away. I suppose he does have an additional supply that the opponent doesn't have, though, so maybe he can afford it. Both foils are dead. Okay, MiGs now coming in for Tensor. Hits the Jarman, but 3 MiGs go down there to the quads. No AP ammo in play either, but it still took down the MiGs regardless. I think this whole position on the right will get cleared. Here we've got a Rebel from Pepsi. You know, one thing I'm missing from Pepsi, actually, are the random terrorists that Tensor was making all game. But also, from both games, terrorists just, like, waypointed across the map into the supply line. Because more often than not, you'll get in and kill 2 or 3 trucks, and it could be the difference between winning and losing the game. It's actually absolutely a massive impact. Even like now, making a terrorist from here, waypoint, 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 and go in here. Just completely forget about it. And then in 2 minutes time or whatever it takes to reach the other side of the map, this guy's got a terrorist in his base and killed some trucks. It does make a huge difference. Yeah, players like Fargo, really good at doing the terrorist thing. Okay, bit of an engagement here in the middle. A little bit painful though for Tensor because he's running into RPGs and RPGs inside of buildings, losing some stuff. Lost a lot of HP on that outpost. MiGs come in again, but one of them loses its life, picking off just a worker to the quads. We've got hackers out for Tensor. Top right, we've got another worker by Pepsi. He's relentless with this worker pressure on the right side. Okay, MiG's now circling. They're going to come in and kill a bunch of angry mobs. I think there's like 2 or 3 there, but whoa, what is with that? Whoa. It didn't even hit his target. The MiG's just kind of aborted mission right over the tunnels. Yeah, I think he was going for them, but then he decided to abort when he saw a load of quads pop from a tunnel. But by that time, it's too late. All of the MiGs there went down. Tox Rebel Ambush. Only 4, though, used on the army. But is it enough to take this down? Does have the Anthrax Gamma. Makes the Rebel stronger, makes the tunnel stronger. But ultimately, Tensor clears that area, taking not that much damage, but... yeah. Is Tensor just going to run out of steam, run out of cash? He's collected all the cash there, He does have 14k left and an internet center. But as you approach the very late game, you have to favor the Tox, mainly because of the Anthrax Bomb if he gets to level 5. Okay, quad pop there from Pepsi takes out another MiG. One of the angry mobs gets hit. Another couple of MiGs. No pop from Pepsi, but it doesn't matter. Because the Stinger took him out anyway. It does have the MiG armor upgrade still. But the Stinger proving to be too strong. Okay, makes a circling in the base. Tensor sells one of his supplies that he no longer needs. Still producing quite a few hackers. Yeah, you just better hope that the opponent doesn't get to the Anthrax Bomb, because Anthrax Bomb anywhere here in the middle base is going to kill a ton of hackers. I suppose you've got to place him somewhere though. MiGs come in, hit this bunker on the right hand side. Ooh, MiGs do go down. You see what I mean about RPGs from Tox never missing their target? Two MiGs there went down. But just clearing that bunker, is it worth it? Answer is probably no. Okay, plenty of markets up for the Tox. Like 6, 7, 8, something like that. Plus a Scud Storm. Scud Storm will be able to one-shot the internet center, by the way. Plus the MiGs that have been built right next to it conveniently for Pepsi. I think we might be looking at Pepsi's first win on the board here. But it's not going to be an easy victory still, is it? It's not still an easy victory with the stronger army that he's got here. Yeah, Tensor's still making him work for it 100%. Tensor might realize that something needs to happen now, because if he just sits back and takes that Scud Storm to the face every 5 minutes, it's not going to be a winnable situation, I don't think. Hacker's hiding on the right hand side now as well. Yeah, I like dotting him around, especially like hidden in the trees and stuff like that. Just don't let Pepsi get another sneaky tunnel up there, and the hackers should be fine. Next army has been prepared by Tensor. No Infernos or anything though. Infernos could really start clearing the map and force Pepsi into an engagement he doesn't really want to take. Mine drop right on top of the inf army. Of course, friendly fire damage doesn't happen, but is the mines needed there? I don't know. There is a sneaky worker in the top right again. Pepsi relentless. If he builds one there, he might actually just find the hackers outright. Yeah, Tensor trying to clear what he can, but I think there's too many layers of defenses, and I think the Tox might be too big at this point. Worker is building a tunnel at the top right, but I think Tensor should see that, because he's just built an airfield, so it means he looked in that general direction. He's circling back with the MiGs though. He's actually going to hit the angry mob and use one MiG to kill that one worker at the top right. Okay, fair enough. Pepsi probably won't cancel that for ages. I mean, how many tunnels has he lost through this whole set so far where he's just lost the $800 for a tunnel? Rebel ambush used on top of the army. It's not a strong rebel ambush though, but it does kill one outpost regardless and damages some ECMs. Yeah, the rebel ambush level 2, or even the next level, level 3 is good. But you probably do want to prioritize the bounty money. Yeah, personally I do prioritize the bounty money. I think Jean Mankel down the right and scanning some of these hackers wouldn't be a bad idea. Surely he can just hover his vision over it and hear the hackers going. And you should be scanning and beaconing them. Or at least scanning them and scaring him off to another location or something. Yeah, there's 2 Scud Storms now out. As he beaconed the second one, there's actually a third being built. So Pepsi's not planning on any kind of aggression. He's just happy to sit back and scud his opponent. Okay, Inferno's now finally being built, but is it too little too late though? I think it might be. I think one way to win games like this might be to surprise your opponent with something like mass helixes. He's built quite a lot of MiGs, and the MiGs so far haven't been that impactful. A lot of MiGs have been going down just for like small gains, really. Pepsi now trying to take out the Infernos with the quads. Even here, though, just a couple of terrorists on guard mode there could really slow or even wreck this army. "20 seconds, that is the magic number. Even a Scud Storm here would be absolutely legendary. Just think of the bounty money he's going to get from all those kills. Scud Storm is ready. He has used it. It's going to be on the internet center and the MiGs. The army's been moved out of the way just in case it was there. But it is going to land here. Has it fired too far left though? Or is it directly on the internet center? Ah, he kills it. Yeah, it's a massive blow. And look at the cash now. Look at the cash from Pepsi from all those kills on the hackers in the internet center. Yeah, that was a very juicy hit. He just needs to defend against this army now, and Tensor's really out of cash. Sneak attack now used in the base as well. Gets himself a level 5 from that Scud Storm. And a pop on top of the MiGs just as they're all landing. Such an expensive loss. Carpet bomb on the way though. It could be legendary. Kills a lot of quads. But still the damage is done. It takes down the airfield, takes down the war factory, took out all the MiGs. Yeah, Tensor's under pressure now. He has to win with this army here. We haven't seen Anthrax bomb yet, have we? Oh, there we go. R.I.P. Tensor looking at his first loss. He doesn't even let it land. Doesn't even let it land. He could have let it land there just for the spectacular graphic death of all the units. 3-1 there for Tensor. Well played. Okay, jumping into the next match. We are this time on Oil Rampage by TK Leo. Down in the bottom left, we have TensorGG with the yellow China Vanilla. Up in the top right, we have the USA Laser with the purple color, which is Pepsi. I think China's got an advantage here in the early game. Because there are so many oils. This is called Oil Rampage for a reason, because you have 7 oils on your side of the map. 2 in the bottom right, 3 across the middle there, and 2 there, and it's just exactly the same there as well. You've got 2 bunkers in your base, that one and that one, which can prove to be quite a pivotal defensive build-in later on when someone's attacking here. If you've got missile defenders in there and there, someone is kind of funneled right into that trap there, aren't they? And then a fire base there. It's a really nice, easy defense. Quite a bunkery map. Not everyone likes it. I personally do. I think it's cool and unique. Yeah, you've got these little black pits that are meant to be oil. Yeah, there's two mountains here in the middle. We've got an aggressive dozer from Tensor. Don't know if I like that. He's been found by V, of course. If he gets a Hellfire, though, then that dozer's probably going to die. Yeah, I think the best build order here, or one of the best build orders, is a build order I did against Popo in the very first match. It's pretty much the exact same matchup, same positions, everything. Because by this time, I think I'd already had 7 oils and a third war factory was being built, and the proper spam was starting down the middle of the map. I'm not convinced bringing a dozer to the middle is the best thing to do. But it's a faster troop crawler RPG push, let's say. Which maybe Pepsi is not going to be prepared for. It's going to need some decent V-micro, maybe need flashbangs. So yeah, it's a different build order for sure, but he doesn't have any oils yet. The USA even gets a few oils and is able to hold this, then could be GG for the China. But it looks like actually this troop crawler push with RPGs is actually going to get through. Caught Pepsi a little bit off guard here. He's actually losing Chinooks. A little bit of unexpected aggression. A lot of V's going down and the Gats coming in. This could be the quickest game yet. War Factory going down. Tensor not messing around here in this game number 5. Flashbangs are now in play. Might be able to hold, but he has lost a lot of stuff. I don't know why this Gat isn't helping out, because that battle there could have been completely won if that Gat had helped out, especially this one as well here. And there's another one coming. Game still might be over though. So many flashbangs now, but not enough missile defenders for the Gats. The Gats need better control. This missile defender here is going to get some damage off, which he shouldn't be able to do. One Gat falls. But yeah, their aggression is relentless. Tensor is getting some oils. Yeah, I'm tempted to think, you know, this build order from Tensor probably would catch a lot of people off guard. You're not expecting that straight down the middle. Laser tank's now the unit of choice from Pepsi. But there's still a Gat in the base, and another Chinook might fall here. He switches target for the Ranger, not worth it. Why not finish the Chinook? Who cares about one Ranger, man? Who cares about one Ranger? Should have finished the Chinook because that was a major blow. Tank Hunter is going to go after the dozer. Is that the last dozer? I think it is. The Gat and the Tank Hunter are going to chase it. I don't think the laser tank's going to be able to save it. I think that's it for the dozer. And also TensorGG is getting the top left position. He's getting all of his oils back at home. Yeah, I kind of like this from Tensor, you know. I said the build order that I did I think is the best. But actually, I do think this aggressive strat will probably catch a lot of people off guard. Maybe even some top players that have got comfortable playing it the long macro-y way. And Pepsi definitely got caught off guard here. I just wonder if, like, you open as the USA as a double barracks and one war factory, and you manage to laser lock the first few Gats and hold with some decent V micro. Would it easily get stopped? I don't know. I'd have to see that a few more times there from Tensor against like an expert level player. How would that? But it's only going to work like once, isn't it? As a surprise rush. The rest of the games are probably going to be longer and more bunkery, I think. But yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised there from Tensor. I really like the creativity and the thought put into it. Okay, up in the top right, we've got TensorGG now with the USA laser with the yellow color. Some people call it gold, but it's clearly yellow. Down in the bottom left, we got Pepsi with the China Vanilla in the pink. Is he going to do a copycat build? We're seeing pro players do that a lot nowadays, where you will go for a copycat. That's why we call Boyka Boycat sometimes. Maricat sometimes. Because people watch the replay and think, oh, you know what? I lost to that, so therefore this guy's going to lose to it. Let's copy it. We've got double barracks of Pepsi. Is that the same thing that Tensor did? I don't think he did. I think he opened one barracks, didn't he? No Red Guard veterancy. I think that might be a mistake there for Pepsi. Because in the early game, you probably want to be making at least some tank hunters. You're going to at least make a load of red guard to capture all the oils. And if the opponent does some kind of a drop, which sometimes people do in this area, you might actually need that red guard veterancy to beat the rangers and stuff. So yeah, I think mistake there from Pepsi. Has he already researched the capture upgrade? Very funky supply there from Pepsi. He has got the capture upgrade. A second truck might be delayed a bit because he's prioritized getting out the gat first. Make the truck on it second. Should queue up a truck now. He's got $600 in the bank. Unless he's just waiting for his next gat and he's going to queue up a gat. Not queued up anything right now. Another tank hunter or something. Yeah, tank hunter. Second truck there now, okay. Both players going for a macro-y build. Laser turret on the left. Guy's going to find a dozer, but I don't think he'll kill it though. I think these Vs will be able to save it. Yeah, especially with the Hellfire. Dozer survives. Tensor with a laser tank. Out now in the middle. But what is Pepsi's strategy? He has gone for 2 war factories. Prioritizing getting his supply over on the right. You need a plan. You need a strategy. What's he doing? Is he playing for the long game, try and get to MiGs? Is he going to try and overrun the opponent? If you wait past like the 5-10 minute mark, have you got a chance here against laser? You do have long range, I suppose. You got Inferno cannons and new cannons, whereas the laser doesn't have any long range. So maybe if you start bringing those out, maybe you've got an advantage against laser. Yeah, if you literally attacked on all paths with new cannons, GATS ECM Overlord, something like that. So his strategy so far is GATS and tank hunters. No red guards, but just 3v straight down the middle of the map are causing all kinds of problems. No third war factory. He's actually prioritizing the propaganda. But 3 GATS have made it into the base though. Bit of a mishap here, I think, from Tensor. Yes, he's getting in the base and causing damage, but he's also left a gaping hole in his base. Why was there no missile defenders there laser locking this stuff? But is the game already going to be over? Is he hunted? No, he's not hunted. Tensor has killed the prop, killed the supply on the right. Floating like 7.5k. But when you've got this refinery and that many oils, that many supplies, you want to get 3 war factories and make the most of that refinery, the 10% discount on all the vehicles. Such a spammy big map, but he's banked a lot of it. Prioritizing the propaganda over like MiGs, troop crawlers and stuff like that. But those Vs did get in, caused some damage. Airfield now being built. Doesn't have the chain gun. It's floating like 8.5k now, so it's a 3 war factory map minimum. Unless you go double war factory and loads of MiGs, like loads more MiGs. You could do that as well. Okay, Tensor's building up his Vs. He has the tow upgrade. He's lost 1 oil over on the right. Refinery captured for both players. I like that. Yeah, so Pepsi's sticking with the trusty GAT and tank hunter strategy. Yeah. Which is not bad. GATs and tank hunters are good, but I also like some troop crawlers mixed in there. So when it's $1,400 for a troop crawler, you get that and you get 140 discount on that. It's quite a cheap troop crawler for 8 red guards with the veterancy as well. And you can use that often to tank the damage at the front for then your tank hunters and your GATs to actually dish off their damage. A10 comes in. Is that going to kill the dozer? No. Dozer was building it, but it's already disappeared now, making the CC. Oh, he's level 3. He's level 3, so now the tank enters are useless. Uh-oh. That's probably one reason why you want to end the game sooner rather than later as the China. I just didn't sense the haste from Pepsi.
Search and destroy.
Yeah, search and destroy V's with Pathfinders. He's got a decent amount of Avengers now. There's still an 8k float from Pepsi. If you lose one more game here, Pepsi is out of the World Series. It is not a time to be floating 8k. Spend the cash, but I think the thing is he kind of has a vague idea about what to do. But that vague idea just isn't very good, honestly. He's got chain gun gats mixed in with tank enters, but the opponent's level 3 Pathfinders, so those tank enters are useless. Then you've got gats against search and destroy fully loaded Vs, protected by the Avengers. These gats are dead. You need ECMs, Infernos if you're going to go for this strategy. Maybe a new cannon. Yeah, in my view, the China should apply more pressure sooner. He's got a huge advantage with in the early game, getting the oils faster, typically. Oh, MiG's coming in now, but it's too many. The Avengers doesn't even hit one missile. I think you were looking at a GG here for Pepsi. Pepsi GG. TensorGG, well played. Pepsi is GG and out. No re. Is he on the 3 war factories? Because I think... No, he's only on 2. He's only on 2, but he understands this composition is hard to break. You need a new cannon now. You need a new cannon or Infernos. It's the only way to push this back now. MiGs is not the answer anymore, and GATs without any form of backup like ECMs or Infernos, new cannons or anything. Laser tanks are like one of the strongest tanks in the game. They are absolutely insane. The GATs are trying to kill the laser tanks, but so many laser tanks versus tons of GATs, but the GATs are just not strong enough, even with the chain gun. That is it. GG and well played. Yeah, Pepsi just didn't really have a solid plan about what to do. The strategy was honestly quite weak. And victorious. That is it. Outclassed there by TensorGG. Well played to him. He will go on to round number 2. I can't remember off the top of my head who we will face next. Actually, should I just have a look at the bracket on the other screen? I will. Pepsi and Tensor will go on to face the winner of King Toxic or Facey. I don't know if those matches have happened. They're in the same clan, actually, King Toxic and Facey. And if Tensor wins either of those players, which I think Tensor's got a good chance of winning both of them, they will eventually go up probably against Peace Lover or Scuba or Lift Truck. I personally think it will probably be Peace Lover come out on top there. So I think you'll have... oh no, sorry, Big Size. Forgot a bit of Big Size. It'll go up against Big Size first, so you're probably anticipating a Big Size, because Big Size is spamming a lot against Marikar lately. Marikar's a lot better than any of these players we've been watching, so I think Big Size will be prepared to bash all of these people, to be honest. But we will see. I wish Tensor the best of luck in round number 2 against King Toxic or Facey. Very entertaining set. One of the more entertaining sets. There's been a lot of like 20-minute sets and stuff like that. But this one, one of the longer ones, and definitely some epic battles in there. So yeah, GG, well played to him. Commiserations to Pepsi, but he's out of the World Series. Tensor will progress.